Welcome back to Desktop Bodybuilding, and today I'm joined by 24-year-old absolute super freak bodybuilding phenom Nick Walker. You're a champion, two-time champion overall at the South Jersey Championships, and man, at 24 you've got a huge future. But how you doing anyway?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just got my mind focused, ready to go into USA's with the best package I can bring.
For sure. Now, there's a pretty decent gap between the South Jersey Championships and the USA's. What's that, like 7 weeks?
Yeah. I actually prefer that. I don't like to do back-to-back shows. I kind of like to do one ahead of time. That way, my body can get a little bit of a break, eat a little bit, fill back out a little bit. And that way, we go right back into it and it's game time.
For sure. Now, I want people to, I suppose, get to know you a little bit better, because you're one of these guys that, like, I didn't know you before, 3 weeks ago, and I just saw you pop up and I was like, holy crap, this dude is ridiculous. So how did you get into bodybuilding? When did it all start for you?
My life was always revolved around fitness. At a very young age, I played soccer, baseball, football. I wrestled in high school. But my father actually used to compete as a bodybuilder when he was younger. And my brother was very big into lifting himself. Never competed, but just liked to work out. And, he got fairly big. So I actually took the initiative and I wanted to start training. And, I actually became addicted to the results that were happening, that I got more into that and less into playing sports anymore. So basically, when I was a freshman, sophomore in high school, I basically stopped playing sports altogether, and working out pretty much consumed my life. And then, once they seen the size that I was putting on at a very young age, I was like 16 years old at the time, they said, you should compete. I said, I don't know, I don't think I'm ready. They were like, no, like, you should really give it a try. So I said, no, okay. So I actually started out powerlifting before I did bodybuilding. I did a bench meet when I was 16 years old. And I got like 365 as my bench. And then once I graduated high school, like as soon as I graduated, I did my first show. Prep did not go the way I was hoping for that first show. But I thoroughly loved being on stage. I loved the whole process of it. And once, I found my second coach, a better one, the whole process was just way better. And the more competitions I did, the more I fell in love with it. And, here we are today. So.
Yep. And you gained, I looked at your Instagram, and you were 159 pounds in your first contest, and you were 250.
Believe it or not. Yeah. Actually, when I started that prep, which was, like I said, as soon as I graduated high school, I was around 225.
Holy shit. So how long did that take you to get down?
Believe it or not, the last 4 weeks before the show, I actually was weighing around 195, I want to say, but I wasn't like conditioned the way you need to be. So the person I hired at the time kind of like crash dieted really hard. So within the last 4 weeks, I went from like 190 something to 159 on stage. So my body just like disintegrated.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, wow. And what's funny is, like, I thought I looked good, because I look in the mirror, I got a six pack on. I'm like, hell yeah. Then I look at pictures now and I'm like, oh my God, that's so nasty.
How old were you then? 17?
I probably just turned 18 at the time. My birthday's in August, so I graduated in June. So yeah, I just turned 18.
Yeah, awesome. And so, when you competed for the first time, did you just fall in love with it straight away?
No, believe it or not, like throughout the prep, because it was so miserable, and like there were so many people telling me what to do and how to do. There were so many heads telling me what to do, that it was very mentally challenging. I actually did not like it at all during the process, but I don't quit, I'm not a quitter, so I wanted to finish it. But once I got on stage, and like, even though I looked like shit, I thought, once I was able to get on stage, the feeling of being on stage was the best feeling in the world. And I knew what my genetics were really like. So I knew if I had a proper prep, I could be very dangerous. So the following year, I did East Coast Championships and Eastern USA in New York, and I weighed 195 pounds. 194, I'm sorry.
That's a
and
massive
I won
gain.
the teams. I won the teams overall, and I took 7th in the Open Easterns.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a massive change. And now these days you're working with Matt Jensen, who coaches quite a few good dudes. So he's obviously a popular prep coach. And where's he located in America? Is he near you at all? Or?
No, I'm pretty sure he lives in Georgia right now.
Yep. And how do you find him as a prep coach? Obviously, you guys seem to be working well together.
Oh, honestly, I can honestly say he's probably the best coach I've had. Just the type of person he is, the communication, how quick he is. You know, if something's wrong, he changes it right then and there. And overall, like, he's just a great coach. He listens to the feedback. He adjusts to that. You know, and the friendship we have built as well is phenomenal. You know, so I never have an issue coming to him about anything. I never feel uncomfortable. I never feel weird about talking to him. Like, everything is 100%. Best coach I've had, hands down.
That's cool. Now, I did a video on you previously and got quite a lot of views on YouTube because, you know, when I saw you, I thought, I've got to put a video up about this guy. And a lot of the comments were very positive, but some comments, I think a lot of people see young guys now, and if they're young and you're really big, they go, oh, this guy's going to be dead by the time he's 30 or by the time he's 35 or whatever. Are you doing anything, I suppose, health-wise to ensure you stay healthy? Because we have seen a lot of the guys that have passed, you know, older bodybuilders that have been normally the bigger guys. Is there anything health-wise, like, do you make sure you don't get too crazy heavy in the off-season, or what do you do that way?
You know, I mean, I take a lot of health supplements, like a lot of health supplements. And even when I get my blood work done, like, it's always good. But in the off season, I probably do tend to get a little too heavy. Like this off season, I'm not gonna lie, I almost got up to 300. My highest weight was, I got up to a solid 292.
And how tall are you?
That was like my highest ever. I'm 5'7". So
that's heavy for 5'7". That's damn heavy.
Yeah. And that was at that point. That was actually when I was like, we gotta lower the food a little bit. Like I feel like I'm tired. I feel fatigued. Like, and you know, once I dropped down to probably around between 282, 285, like I felt really good again. But so I'd say I started prep around like 285, I believe.
Yep.
But like I don't intend to try. Like I don't purposely try to get so heavy. It's just like when my body, you feed it, and I train really hard, it just grows. My body just grows. You know, so it's like, and then I get the reverse effect in prep. Like if you deplete me too long, my body weight is just gonna drop, and it's just gonna keep going, no matter how much you feed it. So that's why, like, that's one thing I told Matt, and you know, we've both been on top of that. Like if I start dropping too quickly, I need to eat. Like I have to eat, or it's just gonna keep dropping.
Cool. So it sounds like you guys know your body pretty well.
Yes, very. So like I said, we started back in August. So we've had a full off season together, and this is our first full prep. And I'd say everything has been very good. I'm very happy and pleased.
Now, after your last show, I'm sure you got a massive response, you know, all over social media and everything, because, you know, it's the first time I heard about you and first time a lot of people, I think, heard of Nick Walker. So what's the response been like? Has it been overwhelming slightly, or?
I enjoy, it's very humbling, you know, because I personally look at myself in the mirror, like I don't think I'm all that, you know. So when people like come up to me or they respond to me saying I'm a huge fan, you know, I love it. I embrace it. I think it's awesome. But at the end of the day, I'm just another person like you, bro. Like I work out, like I just, you know. But no, it feels good, you know, to have a lot of support. You know, it's motivation for me to, you know, work even harder, you know. So I take it, you know, I just keep my head down and I keep working, you know. And I know that I have a lot of fans that no matter what happens, they'll still be there. And as long as I can stand on stage at USA's at the best package I can bring, win or lose, I can't be mad, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't really truly ever let like the all the hype get to my head neither, because that's when things start to go wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I think it's important
you
for
know what I mean? Like
guys to stay grounded.
people start to overthink things now. They start to do. I just keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, I keep my head down. I keep focused, and I just train the way I train, and that's it.
That's smart. That's definitely smart. Now, for the USA's coming up, is it the top two in each class, or is it the winner of each class that gets their pro card?
USA's is the winner of each class.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, if you came in and won your class and then just say you didn't win the overall, would you be like shattered at that? Or are you just like gunning for the overall 100%?
I'm okay. I'm definitely gunning for my pro card to win the class, but yes, I'm gunning for the overall. Now, if I don't win the overall, whoever beats me better have one hell of a package. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because you're definitely one of the favorites going in.
So, because I know I'm bringing the heat, so whoever beats me for the overall better look absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome.
In terms, you know what, I would probably be like mad, but I'll be so like filled with joy that I have a pro card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's whatever. I finally turned pro. You know, like,
for sure.
But no, to be called Mr. USA, to have that title is it's elite. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what I'm gunning for. You know, I want to be able. I don't want to be known as that's the kid who won the super heavyweights at USA. He's got his pro card. I want to be like, that's Mr. USA.
For sure.
That's who that
Understandable.
Is, you know?
Yeah. Now, would you take some time off if you were to win your pro card in at the USA's, or would you want to jump straight into a show?
That's to be determined.
Yeah.
I'm going to base it, see, right, how I look, but I'm going to base it on how I feel after USA's. You know, if I'm like, yeah, let's go do one. Or, you know, if I feel like, you know what, let me pull back. Let me take a little break, plan for a pro show, and go from there. So I'll base it off how I feel after USA's, and, you know, we'll go from there.
Yep. Now, how do you deal with people that, you know, sometimes talk crap and stuff online? Is it motivation for you? Or, because I know one of my mates who has turned pro in the 212 and now he's gone on to win a pro show and he's doing the Olympia this year. People would say, he'll never turn pro. And then they said, he'll never be a good pro. And now he's qualified for the Olympia. And it's really cool to see that progression. And he sort of uses that, I guess, as motivation. Do you sort of do the same thing?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, a lot of the comments I actually find funny, so I'll laugh. But there's certain ones that like really have like, you know, that are pretty nasty comments.
Yeah.
So I do. Yeah, I definitely use that as motivation. You know, but I try not to let any negativity bother me. You know, when I train hard, and what I use for motivation are like the people that stand by me and support me, like my family, my coach, my friends. Like, to me, that's what gets me going. But yeah, every now and then there'll be a negative comment, you know, I'll think of before a set or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna prove these guys wrong real quick.
Yeah. Now
so I do embrace it.
I've seen some of the weights you lift. Now, are you traditionally a really heavy lifter? Because your physique sort of says that to me. Like, when you see your physique, I'm like, yeah, this dude is thick as hell. Like, he must lift heavy. So do you lift heavy, and what are some of your lifts, if so?
I do. I believe in heavy lifting. I mean, the closer I get to the show, like probably now, I will always train heavy, but I might up the reps a little bit. So instead of doing, you know, like 6 to 8, I might stay from now on. I might stay in like the 10 to 12. But, you know, still really, really heavy, like a failure set of 10. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go light. It's just, you know, a little more reps, just to prevent injury. You know, nobody wants to get hurt before a big show.
For sure.
But the most I've ever deadlifted, and I think it was actually this off season, I did I think 700 pounds for like 2 or 3 reps.
That's impressive.
And then when I did use the squat last year, I believe I got as high as whatever 6 plates and a quarter is on each side.
I don't even know, man.
I did that for.
I haven't even thought of that.
I'm bad at math. I did that for 5 or 6 reps.
Wow. I just know that's a hell of a lot of weight.
And benching, I did 500 for 6, I believe.
That's crazy, man.
That was it. Yeah.
That's awesome, though. It's cool that like you're that young, you got that amount of strength. Has there been any injuries?
Knock on wood, no. I mean, I've had little tweaks, little like things, but like as far as major injuries go, not no. Luckily, so.
Yeah, always good.
I try to keep it I try to be smart. Like if I feel something, I'm not gonna push it. That's it's dumb. Most people would try and I'll be okay. I'm not. The moment I feel a little something, I'm good. Move on.
For sure, that's smart, man. Like I know when I was younger, I'd feel a bit of a niggle or something. I'd be like, oh no, I'm just being a pussy. Train through it, then I'll just injure myself worse. And it's like you just got to know when to stop.
And that, even if I do feel like a little nagging something, I might just stay a little lighter and just push for, more reps.
For sure.
At the end of the day, it's whether it's a high rep or a low rep, as long as the intensity is there, in my opinion, it's the same.
Yeah.
You're going to get the same result.
Now, your mindset now, because you're obviously, on the verge of turning pro at some point, like it seems inevitable that you will be pro at some point, whether it's the USAs or after that. Is there anyone in the IFBB pro ranks that you look up to, like a physique you admire or aspire to be like or anything like that? Because I've got to imagine, like once you get to that pro level and you're competing against these guys, they will sort of have to go out the window because they're going to be your competition and not so much your idols, I guess.
Yeah, but believe it or not, my favorite physique of all time is probably Jay Cutler's. I thought his physique was absolutely phenomenal. And I even though he had a little bit of even like a wider waist like I do, he was able to hide that. He was able to disguise that with his wide lats, and control his stomach very well. And to me, I think he just had the best overall physique,
Yep.
I think that was good. But if I had to pick one competing right now, I'm a Rolly Winkler fan, man.
Yeah.
I like Rolly's physique, especially with how he looked at the Olympia last year, just so big and brought his waist nice and tight. To me that's a freaky look.
Yeah.
And anybody that can do that, to me, you're an Olympian winner right there.
For sure. And everyone said his waist was gone, but he brought it back in.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm hoping they can pull together for this Olympia, so we'll see what happens.
Is there anything you do to keep your waist tighter? Because you've got, like, for how big you are, you've got a pretty tight waist.
Believe it or not, I train abs fasted just about every morning, and yep. that helps me a lot. A lot of people, I do believe in waist trainers. I think they work, and I have worn them, and I ordered one. I'm going to start wearing it. But for me, training abs fasted every morning, like I literally do hanging knee raises after cardio. I would do like 5 to 6 sets of 15 to 20 reps, and yep. that has helped really just bring my stomach in, keep it nice and tight, and that's basically what I do every morning.
Yep. Sure, and it's definitely worked. And like I noticed myself, I started doing vacuums in my last contest prep, and the amount my waist seemed to shrink and come in, and I had that control over my abs. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
In terms of, I suppose, a timeline, do you have any sort of timeline in your head of, obviously you want to turn pro this year, but is there a timeline where you go, okay, by 26, I want to win a pro show and be on the Olympia stage, or by whatever age? Do you have any of that sort of stuff in your head, or are you just taking it one show at a time sort of thing?
I told Matt Jensen I'll be on the Olympia stage next year.
Awesome. That'd be killer. I love that mindset, man.
Whether it's unrealistic to a lot of people, I feel you should dream big and dream hard. And if that's the goal, because who's to say it couldn't happen,
Exactly.
Because the moment I win a pro show, or say I decide, let's do multiple, and I somehow get it by points, I don't give a shit if I get my ass beat at the first Olympia. I'm going. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you can't turn it down because you may never get that chance again.
Exactly, man.
You know?
And that's the thing. I always see people that qualify and they go, "Oh, I'll do it next year." There's been a few guys that's happened to them. They haven't got back to this Olympia stage for whatever reason, health or whatever.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. The moment you get an opportunity, even if you think, listen, I can't compete with these guys, so what, man? You're in the Olympia. Like, your first one, obviously you're not going to win. It's not going to happen. But to be there and compete with those guys and look your best is like a dream. Like, take that and go with it. And that way, it's like doing a national show, in my opinion. Like, you don't think you're ready, but do it anyway and see where you stand. You might be better than you think you are.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
So if you get an opportunity to do the Olympia, stand amongst the best and see how you stand, and you know what to do for the following year. You know what to do in the off season, and go from there.
Yep. Now, is there any body parts that you want to work on, or any spots in your physique where I'm like, okay, that needs work, and once I get that right, I'll be right up there?
My back.
Your back, yep. In terms of width or thickness, or a bit of both?
Both.
Yep.
I feel like my arms are pretty good. My chest could probably be a little bigger, but I don't think that's the weakest. I would say overall my legs are size-wise fine, just condition obviously, but back I think needs it all for me to really just shut everything down. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I actually will be starting to do two back days now until USA. So
awesome. Are you going to separate those into like a width-thinning day and then a thickening day, or?
You could say that, like, Mondays will be, like the rowing, the rack days type thing, where, Friday would be more like pull downs, pull ups, more machine stuff. But I mean, I'll probably still incorporate some rowing on, the second back day, but
yeah, pretty
much you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's actually funny, man. Like, I actually had the same issue with my last prep, and I did the exact same as that. One, like, sort of rowing, thickening day, then one day more of a pull downs and stuff. And I found it worked awesome.
It helps.
Yeah.
It does. As long as you know how fast you can recover and do it right, your back will grow. Like, I even find sometimes being in a deficit, you can still grow.
Absolutely.
As long as your recovery's there and you're still eating enough protein, you can still make great changes.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, man, I want to thank you so much for coming on Desktop Bodybuilding. I just want to encourage people as well, if you like these videos that I'm putting up with these interviews, especially if you like these interviews, because this is only the second interview I've done for this channel, give this video a thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know if you want Nick to come back on the show at any point, especially if he wins his pro card, or when he wins his pro card. And thank you so much for listening, guys. And Nick, thanks so much for being on the show. Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. Hopefully we can do it again. It's a pleasure. That's Nick Walker, 2 times overall South Jersey champion and also potential IFBB pro. Thanks, mate.